Okay. Yay! Hi! So I am here with Christi. We're gonna fill up our glasses just a little bit more. We just had dinner, so we're getting a little warmed up with our Walgreens brand.
That ain't Walgreens brand. It's delicious.
Actually, it is $16.99.
From there, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, okay. So we've been talking a little bit about family, and a couple of months ago, I got to sit and have wine with Christi, and was just blown away by her journey. So I appreciate her sharing it with us. And one thing we knew, or we always knew, is you were adopted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something your parents always...
I've never not known.
You've never not known that you were adopted. But most recently, your journey has kind of taken a different path.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us about it?
So last year in May,
Mm-hmm.
well, a couple months before that, I was gifted a DNA kit,
Mm-hmm.
and it had the option to match with people who share your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
I matched with a first cousin, Alex, and sat on that for about a month.
Okay.
And then I sent him a message, and that day we connected, and...
Where did it show you? Because I know it shows you, like, where your match is in the country, right?
Did it not that way. It just, like, it listed, and he was the only one that was, like, probably a first cousin.
And registered.
And, like, he had put, you know, like, it's in California or something.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
which is where he is. And so we just started chatting, and so he's my mom's nephew, and his mom, he called his mom called my mom. And so since then, you know, emails, phone calls, connected with her the week after that, and went out and visited her and her family, and Connecticut and Rhode Island in July, which was awesome.
I mean, that's just... I mean, when you first did that test, was it your intention to find your biological family? Or did you just do it to be like, hey, where am I from?
I never cared. Like,
Right.
I had an ongoing joke. There was only one reason to find my mom. And that was to make sure I didn't need to start working out immediately. Because it was completely out of shit. So I didn't really care. Like, I have a great family.
Yeah, I mean, your family's amazing.
Yeah.
And,
so I didn't, there was
Yeah.
never a void. I had a letter from my mom that my parents gave me when I was 19 that was just full of love and explained what I needed to know, and I was content with that. But the person who gifted it to me knew I was adopted and had done it himself, and had connected with some people, and he wanted to know.
He knew.
What
He
was
wanted
gonna
to know
happen.
more than
he was
you.
like, here you go, happy adventuring, and I said okay, and I told my parents I was going to do it. My whole family.
So what did they say? I mean, did they feel threatened?
No, I am finding now how miraculous it is that they have always said they didn't care. Go find them. Do what you got to do. Let us know if you need any help. Hopefully, it all works out. Whatever. Go do it. And, people say stuff like that. But unless they're having a conversation that I'm not around for, they're 100% like, my mom sent me greens to take. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're ready to go. Like,
right.
And so, no, they've been totally supportive, and I'm so blessed with that, because it's not normal. I'm finding that everybody is like on board.
Right. So you end up going to visit your birth mom.
Right.
So, I mean, what is that moment like when you see her? I mean, do you have something planned to say? Do you have...
Well,
I mean, what was that moment like?
We had been emailing and texting and, having the occasional phone conversation for over a year at that point. And she is not a secret keeper. She told me that the first time we talked, because I think I made a joke like, because that's how I am, and that is not how my family is. And she's like, well, you got that from me. Like, there was never a secret about it. And so, I mean, there's ambivalence, yeah. Like, it's like nervousness. Like, I sat on the train and I was texting my friends, and I was like, I'm trying not to pee on myself. I'm trying not to vomit. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
But she doesn't know this. I positioned myself where I knew I would be able to see her before
she saw you.
Which I'd seen pictures of her, like, God bless social media.
Right.
Like, you get to know people. so it was really normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just told you I'm a crier. I didn't cry the whole time I was there.
Really?
It was like, she even said that. She's like, you didn't cry. I was like,
Did she cry?
no, she's not a crier.
Right.
And I was like, yeah.
Because you
It's
have
normal.
siblings.
I have a brother and a sister.
Right.
From my mom, Kelly and Artie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to meet them. And I have another sister, technically, Art. So my mom's husband had kids before that. And I got to meet Missy, his daughter, and her 2 girls. And my niece from my sister, Kelly. So I got to meet almost the whole clan. And it was...
That's got to be overwhelming. No?
I'm not like...
Well, you're Christi, so right. So probably not.
If it had been like a bunch of people who were like, who's this girl? You know what I mean? But everybody literally, including the Olga and Callie, like the 12-year-old twins, immediately gave me hugs. And 12-year-old girls don't like anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the fact that they were like, oh, hey, you know, that's how everybody was. And it was, I mean, you couldn't, I've never met a stranger, but to be able to like be just loved on and encompassed in that sort of environment was awesome. Like it couldn't have gone better.
Wow.
Yeah. Lucky me.
You are. I mean, because now not only do you have your family that you grew up with, that's amazing. Now you've got this full extended family.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your birth dad's side.
So I don't know a whole lot yet. I know he has a bunch of brothers. I've been getting to know him as well. I got in touch with him a few months after my mom, after some deep digging. And, you know, I've gotten a chance to just talk and text with him.
Because does your birth mom and birth dad still have conversations or talk?
No,
or
she reached out to him after I found her.
Okay.
She found him again because they have a mutual friend still. It wasn't the immediate as it is with my mom, but he told me that. Like he was very like, I take this a little bit different pace, which was hard for me because that's not how I am, you know, like I'm familial. If I walked into your house right now, given I know your mom, I'd be like, hey mom, you know,
right.
That's how I am. And so, but just getting to know that because I mean, people also don't know. I mean, I'm 37.
Right, because it could be that he did not tell his current family, hey, by the way, I've got a 37-year-old
Some people
daughter
did, some people didn't. All of my mom's family knew.
Right.
But you don't know who's walking into your house, who's trying to get a hold of you. If I'm a crazy person that needs money.
Yeah,
if,
Law and Order SVU. Right?
You don't know.
I've seen
like,
those.
you know, it's like you have no idea. So like I have to appreciate that they don't know me. But again, and social media has its bad stuff. You know, they all said my mom's family was like, this is great because we can get to know you a little bit and see your life and see what kind of person you are and what you're into. So like when I showed up with my mom, God love her, thank you, she had got a wine I liked. Aww. You know, because God knows if you're on my Facebook, I drink a lot of wine and she knew what I liked. So, you know, but,
and that shows effort.
Yeah. And that's what it was just, it was so like normal with my mom. Like we just...
And you wonder if that's just part of your genetic makeup, because you're like that. I mean, if anybody knows Christi, she'll walk into a room, a restaurant, and you're just, hey, it's me. You own it, you live it, you love it. So you wonder if there's that genetic.
Oh no, like I'm a vicious, like nature versus nurture. The stuff that I grew up like, I know this is who I am, but it's not like these people that I live with. But there's so much about me that's walled in, you know, like. And so, getting to know these people and meet these people, I feel like
it's been quite surreal.
Oh, so that's why I'm like that, you know, like.
That's why I giggle like that.
Yeah,
it's just my ear, or.
Yeah, it's it's crazy, but it's so cool. Like,
does your birth mom and then your mom who raised you, have they spoken, or do they?
No, I don't think so. My mom, Kim is my birth mom. That's so hard to keep separated.
I know, right?
No, they haven't, but my mom has been saying she wants to, so they're grown.
Yeah, they can to figure it out.
Yeah, but they're excited, but my parents have been really good about letting this be my
Your
journey. Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you ask that question though? Like, why? I mean, do you need to ask that question, or did you?
Why?
Why that maybe they gave you up
Oh
for
no,
adoption?
the letter that she wrote me. So, and this is kind of cool. The letter that she gave me told me they were in college, they were young, they couldn't give me the life that they wanted, wanted me to have, and so adoption was a choice. And I actually asked my mom when I was out there visiting, like, was it hard? Did you like, toil over it or whatever? And she was like, no, that there was no option. That was it. I wasn't going to keep you.
Right.
I wasn't going to not bring you into the world.
Okay.
So this was it.
Well, and the time that they were in college, I mean, let's put it back 37 years ago. I mean, a white woman and a black man.
Also in her letter.
Right? I mean, it's not like it is now.
No.
I mean, that was kind of scandalous.
And that's,
right?
I can't read you guys' letter. I'll let you read the
No,
letter.
yeah, we'll read it later.
I'll let you read the letter.
Right.
But she literally just told me everything that I needed to know in this letter. And she wrote it when I was a week old.
Wow.
Like when we were getting ready to leave the hospital. And that was part of it. Like she said, I don't know what your life is going to be like as a mixed race child. And now it's like the norm. But, it was, I discussed that with friends. I was raised by black parents. My dad's kind of light skinned.
Well, yeah, because honestly, I don't think I knew you were adopted till my grandma told me one day.
There's people right now who are going to watch this that are like,
right.
What?
And I was like,
Hold
what?
on, she's
adopted? She looked just like her dad. What are you talking about?
I do.
Yeah.
But, it's like, so, and my mom wrote that letter. And so when I was asking her about, like, was it an option or whatever, and she was, and her husband was like, she was more emotional about it when I met her, like, no, there wasn't an option, but she just, and I said, well, did you ever try to look for me?
Well, that's
or
what,
whatever?
That's the next.
And she was like, no.
Yeah.
She said, I wrote that letter to you, and in the letter it says, whenever you come looking for me, I will be here. And she said, I told you that I was going to be here, and that's what I meant. She said, I put the ball in your court. And like as an adult, and talking to you about it now, like it's like she really did tell me everything I needed to know.
Right.
That's probably why I never went looking in the first place. I'm glad I did.
Well, how old were you when you read that letter, though?
I think it was like 19 when my parents gave me that, and some other paperwork, like some bits and pieces.
So, you're going to visit your dad this weekend for the first time. You're going to
hug that big old bear tomorrow.
You're going to get to physically meet him. I mean, what?
And my sister.
And your sister, who looks a lot like you, by the way. You showed me those pictures. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is just a totally different thing when you look like somebody. So yeah, I get to go meet him and his wife, and I think a couple of my uncles and some cousins, and
so everybody knows now, and everybody is on board to make that connection.
Yep. Tearing down those walls, man. But yeah, so we're going, and I'm pumped. It's, where my mom is that, like, chill side, he's my big loud side. So we're just going to get together in a house and have a lot of fun. I can't wait.
I mean, this is just, it's a beautiful story of just adoption. I mean, we've been talking about different types of families, and you're right, just kind of the best case scenario for you to have the upbringing you had. I mean, great family.
Top to bottom.
Right? In fact, it was funny when I found out you were adopted, when my grandma told me, I always thought you were the princess because you were the girl. So then I thought... I was the princess until I started talking. Let's be clear.
Right. Not so much.
But, it made that even more special when I learned, just how much, the Waldens loved you. I mean, it's like
my mom will tell you I was chosen.
Yeah.
And I found out through this process even more so that there was like another baby that was kind of in the loop too.
And they chose you.
Yeah. And so I completed the family they wanted. And lucky me.
So I can't wait to hear what things are like when you meet your dad.
You'll probably be able to hear it when we all get together.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know.
Yeah, no, I'm super looking forward to it. And
I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel different as an individual, knowing all these different pieces of the puzzle are in place for you?
It is a weird coming together of things because, like I said, growing up, I've always been very self-aware. For the most part, have always been who I am. Like, I've never really dabbled in not being who I am. And feeling that strongly about it and being with, being an overt person and being with a family that is not so, that's a little bit more on the introvert than the extro, it really settles some things for me that this is just who I am. Because this is my nature, which is, it's wild that two people that you've never met and don't know at all can so much make you who you are. And again, there's a lot of Walden that goes on, but the DNA is strong.
Well, and a lot of that Walden got you to the place where you are this very strong, confident, independent, individual too, where you could be in that place maybe to be accepting of this new place. Or
the support that I've gotten my entire life is equivalent to what I've gotten through this process. It's always been be your best self. There's been, it's not, we weren't the Waltons like people thought. Like there was conflict, but there's no me right here now without the people who raised me. And I had every opportunity, and I continue to have every opportunity because of them. So luckily I was blessed with these things from these biological people that only just magnified what I was given by the people who, people who raised me magnified what I was given. So it's
that's a great way to put it. I like that.
They helped me be my best me. I wasn't gonna not be me, apparently. But what I think is really cool, and if I can just step out on my pedestal for a second,
go ahead.
with adoption, is I asked you.
I'll sit and sit.
I asked you why you were doing this.
Yeah.
And there's so many people going through this adoption process. Is what I'm learning with you, and obviously, if a white family adopts a black kid, everybody knows, hey, look, they adopted this kid.
And I have quite a few families that have done that, and I love it.
The idea that people aren't telling their children you're adopted, or that there is another person out there that is going to be family to you, I don't understand how everybody processes, because it's just so different for everybody, and I get that. But being secretive about that, especially nowadays,
it kind of brings on shame. That's the hard part for me,
right?
Because it's not a shameful thing; it's a gift. And when you're that secretive, that unfortunately is kind of what happens.
Oh, and if I found out, because my parents could have got away with this was our kid for a long
like
time.
I said, you look like
right. I could be finding out the opposite right now.
Right.
I'd be like, I could have gone and done a DNA test and found out my parents aren't my parents. And the idea that happens to people is just. I can't imagine how that would change the way I have felt about the people who I've been loved and supported by my whole life. Tell them. That's what I say. Talk about it. Tell them. Do something, because, one of my siblings didn't know, and it hurt them to find out that I was out there, on a lot of levels. And it's like, thank God it didn't come around when I was 18 and they were younger and angry.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, now I'm like, girl, I'd be your mama. You know what I mean? But it's just
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I always knew there was a chance somebody was out there. To have been out there and not known that there was somebody out there that was like me, I'd be like, and that would just really change how I would feel about my parents, I think, for a minute. You'd have to really come to terms with that instead of just knowing that, this one day this person might show up. But and I also found that for people who do decide to give up kids, because I know a little bit about how my parents wrestled with it, and maybe at some point made their peace with it. that it is such a tremendous gift. Kim and I ended up in like the best family ever. It is such a tremendous gift to know that somebody gave me a way out of love. And that's what my mom told me in that letter. Everything that happened with you happened out of love. Right. And so being able to go out into the world and know somebody decided to give me a better life. Not give me up, not give me away, but it was not abandon me. That they did something out of love. In the same way that my parents took me in, this person sent me out. And like that, I mean, literally has, I think it is like, in a way, just shaped who I am. Because my family was never my family. Like, they weren't my blood. So we got to choose our family. My family chose me. We selected it. We were all put together. So when I walk into your house and I see your family, that can be my family too.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's how I go out into the world. Like, I have the opportunity to like love all these people, and it's amazing. Like, I really like. This is my truth and all of it that I think I found is like the beginning. My beginning has just pushed me into everything. And maybe that's just my, sunshine and rainbows version of it, but I think about some of the stuff my mom wrote me when I was a baby. And even though I didn't know it for 19 years, I carried that. Whatever she said to me when I was in the hospital, all of that. And then I was given to other people that loved me.
Right. So it was all about love, not abandonment, not...
Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
So... thanks for that.
Thanks. You've only needed one class.
Hey! Those of you that know, that's a big deal that we only use one.
Yeah, that's a great story, Christy. I mean, and a great testimony for families that do adopt. I mean, I think that's...
Do it. God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. Because there are so many kids out there, man. It's nuts. And... I think about fostering every once in a while. I have to calm down.
Do you really?
I gotta calm down.
Do you really?
I gotta calm down. But, it's just, it's nuts that there's just kids out there who they don't have anybody that loves them. So, Amy, KP, all you guys that are out there, everybody that's like moms.
Moms in the making.
Them, like,
Katie Herman, moms in the making.
Thought about you guys for sure. This is awesome. It's amazing. I don't want to have any kids. That's not part of my journey, But
you never know. Sometimes we don't get to choose.
I'm gonna take a big drink on that. Make a lot of choices.
All right, we're gonna follow up with you after you meet your dad sometime, so we can hear how it went.
Boy.
Okay. All right. Cheers. Thanks.
Thank you.